Happy Monday, friends. Welcome to Take 5 with GPS. Welcome to our living room. I'm delighted to spend another week with you singing, sharing inspiration and poetry and in the world around us, and expressing our gratitude for all that is good in our lives. Today, we revisit Harry T. Burleigh, one of my favorites today, Little David, Play on Your Harp. We're going to focus primarily on the refrain and some of the accompanimental effects that make us feel like there's a harp playing with us. And we're going to explore another poem by Georgia Douglas Johnson in a moment as well. So the first thing I want you to do is wherever you are is just to focus on your breathing and just exhale through your nose. Inhale through your nose. Exhale again through your nose. Open up those nasal passages. In through your nose. This time out through your mouth with a S. In through the nose. Out through the mouth with an SH. In through the nose. And out with a nice sigh. Fabulous. If you would imagine if that you have a candle in front of your face here and just hold that candle with either hand. And I want you to do 4 puffs of air to blow that candle out. So we're just going to go. So just 4 puffs of air. Would you do that with me, Anne? What I want you to notice is as soon as you have expelled that air out, to allow the breath to recoil and gather again. So it's one continuous cycle. Out, then in. Let's do that again. Same thing now with an SH. And shh, 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 shh. And one more time, this time with a V sound on a pitch that's comfortable for you. Somewhere in the middle of your range. We're going to take that same idea one last time, and now we're going to let the pitches move up or down. I'm going to start and move up, and then the second one down, third one up, fourth one down. You're welcome to do the same thing or the opposite effect. Here we are. And just a nice sigh there. Just getting the voice going here lightly this morning. I'd like to jump in first here, no words, but just as part of our warm-up to teach you the tune to the refrain of Little David, Play on Your Harp. We're in F major, so we're just singing Do, mi, sol, mi, do, la, sol, do, re, do. Those are the 6 notes that we're using here. So just repeat after me and sing do, 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 do. 1 and 2 and do, 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 do. Here's the next part. Do, 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 do. Ready and breathe. Do, 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 do. So that whole phrase goes like this. Do, 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 do. Then we finish it. Do, 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 do. Sing that whole thing with me, those 2 phrases on a doot, doot, doot. And a 1 and 2 and doot, 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 doot. Let's go up a step. Do, 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 do. Up and more. Just to get the voice going here a little bit and experiencing the playfulness and that wonderful tune that we're going to explore in a moment. Our poem, as I mentioned a moment ago, Georgia Douglas Johnson. I want to shift to that and then we'll come back. I mentioned a little about her yesterday, a member of the Harlem Renaissance, probably one of those poets who is not as well known. She was a syndicated newspaper columnist. She wrote plays and 4 collections of poems. She was born, like me, in the state of Georgia. She was born in Atlanta. And the unique thing about her background is that her cultural heritage spans many traditions: African American, Native American, and then English as an across the pond descent. So she, in a very early time period when this was really challenging in the 1920s, was navigating life as a multiracial woman. And many of her poems kind of talk to that experience. So this is one of hers entitled Your World. As always, I want you to focus on your breathing. You can close your eyes if you'd like to and let these words wash over your imagination and see if you can create and visualize this picture. Your world is as big as you make it. I know, for I used to abide in the narrowest nest in a corner, my wings pressing close to my side. But I sighted the distant horizon where the skyline encircled the sea, and I throbbed with a burning desire to travel this immensity. I battered the cordons around me and cradled my wings on the breeze, then soared to the uttermost reaches with rapture, with power, with ease. So I love this because it reminds us, it encourages us to think of our place in the world as a broader, more expansive landscape than we often imagine. That our impact and our gifts can affect and change this world in ways that are more profound than we've ever thought possible. The small things that we perceive that we are doing have lasting rippling effects that linger throughout time and generations. So go forth today into this new week, making that ripple in the water, in the water in your neighborhood, the water of your community, and watch that ripple out to affect more and more people. Your world can be as broad as you want it to be. Little David, play on your harp. I love this spiritual. So if you're just joining us, we're exploring Negro spirituals as arranged by Harry Thacker Burleigh. Harry was a classical musician, a classically trained cellist who studied with Antonin Dvorak. And he took these folk songs because that's what the African American spiritual were. Many of them were not written down. They were passed down by oral tradition. And Burleigh arranged them, notated them, and arranged them to be formed in the classical art song genre so that they could have wider appeal and wider recognition. Because after all, the spiritual is one of the first purely American art forms. What I love about this arrangement, you've already learned the refrain earlier. In the piano part, we hear the harp. That plucking effect here, strumming. And here's that refrain. Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah. Sing with me now. 1, 2, 3. Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah. Then we go to the first verse, and the verses in this one take us to that Old Testament story of liberation. God told Moses, "Oh Lord, go down into Egypt, oh Lord. Tell, oh Pharaoh, oh Lord, loose my people, oh." Now we're back. Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah. Now we have the second verse. Down in the valley, oh Lord, I didn't go to stay, oh Lord. My soul got happy, oh Lord, and I stayed all day. Oh, little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp. Hallelujah. So there's all these harp-like effects. Strumming, plucking. It's a beautiful arrangement of this playful spiritual about David. We'll talk more about the story tomorrow and learn the verses and sing the whole thing. Have a fabulous Monday. See you again. Bye-bye. Little David lay on